Since it's Christmas, I wanted to give you a few Christmas gifts in terms of fishing tips. And I've got a few lures here I want to share. And you might say this is top secret. Some of the local fishermen on the Potomac might say it's common knowledge. But anyway, I want to just share about 4 lures with you quickly. And this first one, can you guess what this is? This is a Bomber 6A firetiger. And this is one of the best baits ever designed. It'll catch fish all over America. And this is a deadly bait this time of year on the Potomac River. And what you want to do, you want to throw this around the wood, you want to throw this around the rocks, and you get in the right area, even in cold water, this bait is very good. This time of year, the water temperature this morning's 41 degrees. So I'd be moving this bait real slow. So let's move on to bait number 2. Now this is a 1/4 ounce sugar shad, one of my favorite colors. This is a gold with a black back and an orange belly. This is an incredible fish catching lure. I've been on Lake Okeechobee at times in the shell beds and caught them on every cast. In the Potomac River aquatic vegetation, they're awesome. But let's talk about cold weather for a minute. Now, what's so effective about this bait? It's got a larger BB in the head, and when it falls naturally. And it will actually, if you drop one in an aquarium, it'll sit like this. So you can do a technique I like to call the rope-a-dope, and you just pull it and let it drop. You pull it and let it drop. You pull it and let it drop. And this is a very, very effective bait. It's a great size. And so that the sugar shad, and just to give you a little history on the sugar shad, I started throwing these around 1987, and I was actually on the sugar shad team. Ed Moore was making these lures actually in his garage. And I can tell you a little story about this. It's an interesting story. Jack Davis is one of the world's most famous lure designers. He designed almost all of man's lures. And he designed this lure and he gave it to Ed Moore. And Ed started to mass produce these things in his garage. And this became a popular lure. All the pros had it. They were very secretive about it. It was almost like a weapon that they would put in their toolbox that they didn't want people to know about. So yes, I would label this a weapon. And I can tell you, I love rattle traps. I got a boat full. There are times the bass will eat the sugar shad when they will not eat a rattle trap. So keep that in mind, all you people that like vibrating baits. Okay, we're going to move to bait number 3. This is the 1/8 ounce sugar shad. Shh, don't tell anybody. This is an awesome bait to come through really thick grass. And oh yeah, you guys that are frustrated by hydrilla, you can a lot of times on a high tide, you can reel this right over the top of the hydrilla and the bass will come up to eat it. And I can tell you a little story. Actually, in 1992 on the St. Johns River, I was fishing with Ron Pierce in a Bass Invitational. Ron Pierce was the founder and owner of Bass Cat Boats, and he passed on into heaven about a year ago, but we all miss Ron. But I'll never forget that day. Ron and I were fishing out of his boat. I caught a monster bass on this bait down in the St. Johns River. So I just want to share that little story so you'll know, small bait, big bass. And oh yeah, I would keep some of these 1/8 ounce sugar shads in your box because there are times when you really want to use them. Now let's move to bait number 4. This will be the last one we'll talk about in our Christmas package today. I bet most of you can tell me what this is. This is a Bagley, and it's called a Bagley Honey B. It's one of the most incredible baits ever designed. And in cold weather, this guy is awesome. You just throw him out there and you reel him down around the rocks and around the bottom. In this particular color, okay, all you Virginia anglers, James River, Lake Anna, and the Potomac River. So I'll wrap it up now. We do want to try to do a little fishing today. 41 degree water. What would you recommend? Well, we'll be talking about some other baits here later today. Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless America.